In India, the Indian government had imposed a very strict curfew here, and still there is imposition of Article 144. That means that in a single place, no more than five people can assemble or meet, or the else the government will put a big fine or put in the prison. So we were held up in our homes. We could not visit the prisons, as the prisoners were not allowed to meet outside people because COVID had spread like anything. People were dying every day, and there were not enough places to burn them. Local culture involves here in India. Local people, most of the people burn their dead. So people dying with COVID, their relatives were not allowed to cremate them properly, and mostly due to this curfew, many had lost the job opportunities, their job. So there was a lot of financial stress and strain. They didn't even have the financial resources to just burn their dead through the wood. They didn't have money to purchase even the wood. So a big newspaper had reported, even in the world wide, New York Times and Washington Times, the picture was shown that they are just throwing the dead people, their dead relative, COVID affected dead people, along the river shore, along the lake shore. That was really pathetic. So please keep on praying for India. The second wave had come, and thousand lakhs of people died every day, and government was hiding the actual death figure, even not allowing to have the correct data from the cemeteries. They had put a big restriction, and the officers were forced to falsify the deaths and the number of deaths. So it was a really a terrific and terrible heartbreaking situation in India. But we had some methods as per the Lord's guidance. Due to prayer, the people affected, the families affected, those who are in prison, these prisoners family, while they are living just in their homes, in their slum area, we were able to do counseling through phone, through mobile, through online media like social media, Facebook, Zoom meeting, YouTube, emails. We could counsel them, and financially whatever possible we could help, but there were not much resources also available. Even as you know, Indian prisons are overcrowded, and no proper
Yes.
hygiene is maintained. So the
Fine.
hospital beds in India were full. In our city, the most of the hospital didn't have a single bed empty during the last 2 months, when the second wave of COVID-19 was roaring and roaring every day. No bed in the hospital, you can imagine.
Yeah.
And government even were making a policy to set the prisoners free, because those prisoners getting affected by COVID, they government didn't have anything to offer them. They can't take them to the hospital, as government hospitals are already full, packed to the capacity. Even in the corridors, people are just lying down. No enough doctors, no enough nurses, medical person. And you know, infrastructure in India, particularly health infrastructure, is very very poor. People say in more than 1 lakh, in average people, only 10 doctors are available, and they are so rude and not having a good heart to help the poor and the needy and the sick people. So it was really a terrible situation, but thank God we could help through these online Zoom meetings and YouTube, Facebook. We could counsel the prisoner families, and we could do whatever the financial help people had asked. So thank God for that. And what we are means targeting is, we are expecting from IPCA through these meetings are more training session to have the maximum full utilization, the how to impact in these negative circumstances when we are not allowed to visit the prisoners, because government is telling, okay, prisoners, you go and do your own work, but again the people returning, prisoners returning to their old profession, pickpocketing, stealing, killing, doing gambling, and addictions, drinking, drugs addiction, alcohol addiction, women into prostitution. So we are not having a proper rehabilitation program in India,
Yeah.
like having a institute for training them so that they can earn their own living. So it's a very painful thing and a prayerful concern that we all should pray, and my brothers and sisters from these Asian countries and worldwide should pray for us in India, that we might be as a salt, as a light, and can
Yes.
help to achieve the prisoners, setting them free from their old habits, from all their bondage, prostitution, gambling, stealing, so that they can live a new life which Christ has promised. Only gospel is not enough. One of the great men of God said that we should give a poor man, a sorrowful man, a soup to drink, then a soap so that he can bath, and then we can offer the salvation message. Then they will accept. We are just giving salvation message, okay, but the complete full cycle is required. So thank you,
Yes.
Jerry, and thank you, Pod, and everyone, Tobias and Shiriat, everyone. We thank you, and please, we request you to uphold us in prayer, because India, as you know, is not a Christian country. A government is there, and it's a Orthodox government. They don't like preaching the gospel. They are putting false charges, false allegation against pastors, preachers, chaplains in the prisons, that they are spreading the gospel. So please pray for us.
Yeah.
That's our request. Thank you, everyone.
We will
God
pray.
bless.
We will pray for you. Yes, Dr. Samuel. No? Uh, yeah, I often read in the papers and in the news, no, about the situation in India. It's really, really very, very bad, especially with regards to COVID. But yeah, you mentioned that you also have a lot of problems, non-COVID problems, non-COVID related problems. So, yeah, be assured of our prayers, Dr. Samuel. Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,